What hobby is an instant red flag? Story 1. I've heard a lot of people say that horse girls are crazy. One of my best friends, starting from high school, was a horse girl. We stayed close friends up until she got married. When we got around 30 years old, I met up with her for lunch one day and casually told me she tried to stab her husband in a fit of rage. I never knew she had it in her. What made her flip her lid, you may ask? She married a horse trainer, and he accidentally hurt her horse one day. Those vet bills would drive anyone insane, I imagine. What I heard in a bit more explained way that seems to make sense. Many horse girls grew up in a rich enough household to be able to afford horses and a stable, etc. On top of how much time doing horse stuff will take from her time, and how attached they are to their animals. I heard a quote that was along the lines of, "As her boyfriend, you will never matter as much as her horses, or daddy's money." There was also a sizable demographic of horse girls who didn't or couldn't afford to have their own horse, but were still obsessed with all things and merchandise horse related. Story 2. Warhammer. My wife never saw it coming. Honey, listen to me. Stop crying. I know we're going to have to skip a few dinners this month, but money can't buy happiness. Now I need to ask you something. Do you think I should dry brush this? I tell my wife about Warhammer all the time. So, the thing about the Imperium that's fascinating is they loathe religion, yet are zealots themselves in spreading their beliefs. Then she's all, "Oh my god, I don't give a single duck about this." And I'm all, "Oh, I know, and I don't care that you don't care. And I'm telling you anyways." So you see, the term God and power is a bit of a misnomer. Story 3. Probably not having hobbies. Everyone should have something that they strive for and make them happy to put in the effort. You're not a bad person if you have no hobbies. But I bet you're not as happy as you could be either. Sleep is not a hobby. Eating shouldn't be a hobby. Researching, mapping, and touring local or exotic restaurants could be though. And so is cooking. My ex had 0 hobbies. It became exhausting to be with her because she was constantly looking to me to entertain her. When we were off work, or both done with work for the day, she was glued to me. If I wanted to do something I enjoyed that she did not like or could not participate in, then she'd complain. So I was stuck in a constant state of trying to find things we both enjoy. We were together for 3 years. When we broke up, the next day felt like a huge weight was lifted off of my shoulders. No hobbies is definitely a red flag. Agreed, mate. I have had relationships with multiple women where the closest thing they had to a hobby was rewatching Friends while scrolling through social media. It was basically my job 24/7 to just keep them entertained. Never again. My last relationship was like that, and I'd rather eat a raw cactus than get in a relationship where the person can't entertain themselves. Sucks the joy out of life. Story 4. Cockfighting. It's so common in the Philippines though. Most of our devoted neighbors to this hobby will literally let their entire family skip meals just so they can have bet money. So, here in the USA, rooster fighting is illegal on multiple levels. And yet where I live in South Texas, there are people who are very open about raising and fighting fowl. They wear clothes that advertise it. They advertise it on their truck. Everyone they know has seen their birds. And all that is technically legal. Because to get busted, a lawman has to catch you with the birds, the blades, the ring, maybe, and the money, all in the same place at the same time. These guys just always struck me as fast shoals. Story 5. Met a girl on Hinge who legitimately collected DOS. She showed me them all. It was an experience. Oh my god. Perfect story for here. My mother used to own her own business and ran primarily from our house. She hired a woman to come work for us, but didn't actually really know her or meet her. She shows up to the house for the first time, and she's wearing an overshirt with cartoon sticks on it, holding a water bottle shaped like a stick. My mom didn't take this as any hint. She kept her on the team, and she was with us for a few months. But if you think it ended with a shirt and a bottle, you'd be dead wrong. My mother had me go with her to her house because we needed to pick some stuff up. They were large structures for an event, so they needed to be loaded into the truck and taken back to the house. We walk inside the house, and, oh my god, sticks everywhere. Sticks plushies, sticks porcelain knickknacks, sticks blankets, sticks paintings, and even a coffee table shaped like a cartoon stick. Her whole house was dedicated to sticks. Even the windowsills in the back of the house was nothing but dill. DOS, with a hutch filled with dill. DOS, and other things. I've literally never seen anything like that in my life. Like, where the hell do you get a coffee table with a cartoon stick on it? My mother did eventually fire her after a few months though. She was totally unreliable. The final straw was when she told my dad and me that she was going to go use the bathroom, and then disappeared for 3 hours. She said she went out for Taco Bell. Yeah, right, so she was gone. Story 6. Someone on Hinge asked what my hobbies are, and there are a lot. So, I listed them out to the best of my ability. She was really happy that I didn't say I was into board games. I forgot board games. So, I told her that I am into board games, actually, and she ghosted me. Probably for the best. She doesn't sound very fun to spend time with. Board games are awesome. There was a post a while back about what things are in a golden age, and board games was at the top. Crowdsourcing and 3D printing changed everything for board games. And it's true. There are a lot of board games out there that are all just fantastic. A lot of new and nice gameplay mechanics. A lot of fun concepts in boards. Card games and dice games are up there too. Man, there are some outstanding card games today. Many of these games aren't even 20 years old. Board games are enjoying an era of prosperity similar to indie video games. Why the larger producers didn't invest in new and fun games for years is beyond me. But, apparently they thought Hot Topic Media tie-in Monopoly and Risk were worth more money. Seriously, who needs a Monopoly using Marvel, or DC, or Jurassic Park, or Star Wars skins, with maybe tiny variations in gameplay? It's still Monopoly. If I already have one, I'm not going to buy the other. My guess, she previously dated a board game guy who would disparage and refuse to play games that are too simple. And she was ducking sick of playing things like Power Grid. Source, recently broke up with board game guy. I'm rediscovering love of games through friends who are not strategy snobs. I can easily see how a board game person of a certain assumed type could be shit. Of course, I'm turned off by overly competitive types too. Or people who can't take a chill pill. I get it. Story 7. My friend told me after like 8 months of knowing her that she goes out into the woods and collects animal carcasses to process into art, uses acid to melt off the skin and pose the skeleton, makes pelts, etc. I was shocked that she'd keep such an awesome hobby secret for so long. My brother said it's because it makes her look like a psycho, and that boiling bodies is a serial killer's hobby. I love this because it's the kind of thing you can compliment a friend on, for being cool, and beautiful and unique. But also use it to take shots at them whenever you get the chance. You can text them out of the blue and say, "Saw some roadkill today, and it made me think of you. Hope you're doing alright."